This is my view from the car. And when I come to the beach here, this is the Solent. So, I mean, I would get out and show you the whole view of the Isle of Wight and the Needles, but it's blowing a blusteriness out there and it'll sound awful on the audio for you. So I'm just staying put in the car and I'm just gonna pop you there. And the topic of this little catch up with Clara, or talking newsletters, is that of balance. So I'm balancing you here on the side here, yeah, because those of you who've been following my story so far, I am currently living between New Milton, New Forest and Pilton in North Somerset. Yeah, weekly this is occurring, and for the short-term foreseeable future. And so the place of the balance in between those, I guess, is my car, my trusty steed, my Dacia, or Dachi as I refer to her as. Always pat her on the haunches after we've done another trip. But yeah, she's mostly a van actually. I'm not going to show you the back, not this time. It's just full of stuff because I'm about to go up there this evening. So I'm recording this on Tuesday, and with this topic of balance, you know, what is that? We're coming up to the equinox, and the question always is, what does balance feel like for you? And you know, it's that place of poise in between action and action, really. Action over there and action over there. And I remember when I was doing my Qigong training, and we used to do like 4-day seminars, and I'm not gonna lie, the Monday it was just like, how am I even still turning up to do the practice? But that's, you know, what teaches you so much. And I recall afterwards, you know, coming out of that 4th day and just saying, well, how do I feel, you know? And I just would reflect back that I just feel like neutral, but that in that neutrality was potential for everything, but there wasn't excitement, there was just an openness to opportunity. And there wasn't feeling sad that the weekend had finished, because there was something that had been gained. I'd recharged my system, and I feel this has occurred, as you know, that what was happening last weekend in Glastonbury, it was basically a big love-in, yes, and with a group at the town hall with Adrian Lee called us together for the heart gathering, and what's he's referring to as spiritual karaoke, which I love. You know, we were all singing together tracks like John Lennon's Imagine. Gosh, that was powerful. And of course the song that is very, very connected with Adrian, which is Angels. But that raises the roof and it raises our vibe, and we all raise our arms and we're in that heightened experience together. And then people talk about the come down, but you know what? I don't, it's like more of an integration time of the gloriousness that we've shared. I'm not gonna lie, it was a really full-on weekend because several of us went over to the night at the Abbey, and you know, my integration, as you know, is that I love dancing, and stereo MCs were playing, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's see what they're like now. Anyway, I met my dear old friend. She came up from Totnes with her daughter and partner, and we met, like, I'm going to say dance floor, more like, you know, True Planet surface, and the sky was just filled with dappled orange clouds of sunset, and stereo MCs were rocking it. They were so good, and some tracks that we know and love, you know, Connected and stepping up, it's all right. And then some new tracks I didn't know, but the whole vibe was about raising your energy together, you know, peace, love and unity, you know, in a time when we need it more and more. And it is that place of peace within. And is that a balanced place? I think it is. I think it is. So that balancing place of neutrality that actually holds all the potential. You know, you've experienced joy, you've maybe experienced leg ache. That was certainly me. I didn't know how my thighs managed it, actually. Like, I had to sweet talk them back to the car, like, I'm going to let you sit down in a minute, you know. Alabama 3 were really great too. Just such a good gig to be outside under the trees. It felt like, to me, like a natural wrapping up of the summertime. And rather than feeling sad about it, I'd received so much bounty and blessings and gorgeousness this summer, and I feel like I've got that inside of me, in my dantian, you know, in my cells, in my fundamental energy quotient has been lifted by the summertime. And this is how this works, you know. If you're looking at the Chinese medicine model, you come through summer and the fire element, and you come round into the earth element, which is the harvest time. We're harvesting bounty, you know, and we've got beautiful foods out at the moment, like all those squashes are coming through, and I really love them, and they really represent that bounty that can be saved. They were then that roundness and the seeds inside them. And I feel this is what we have in us when we have experiences like that, is that we hold the energy of the experiences. Not sad that they're over, but really glad they happened. And we come to this place of balance, of poised potential, shall we say. And from there, that feels to me like a deep, gentle smile of like, yes, all is in right alignment, all is well. And so to carry on with a little bit of feedback from the weekend, I was grateful to be able to stay at my dear friends up in Pilton. They were away for the weekend. Thank you so much, Pete Kalindi. I really value having time to myself in this going between places at the moment. And it was perfect, because I think when we're playing hard in a, you know, in a way that is rightly aligned, shall we say, we need rest time, and I was grateful for that, and to be able to get the food supplies together for the next day, and because I have to look after myself digestively these days, which is a bit of a challenge when I'm sort of between places and don't have a fridge. Except my fridge is my dear dad has just agreed to let me have the fridge at my parents' place, so I'm going to be able to freeze things again and have stores of food. But anyway, on the Sunday, it was the All About Love extravaganza is a way to describe it, in St John's Church, right in the middle of Glastonbury. So a follow-up from the day before was just so glorious to me. Some people were there that had been before to the Adrian's one, so it was a lovely kind of continuation. And being in a church on Sunday, and there was the Lama Rinpoche there, and he gave us such a beautiful, you know, meditative way of being. And I just thought it was amazing that, you know, the churches are being used to gather people, and it doesn't matter what religion or belief system you hold, that the love is the key that supports us all. And yeah, it's just an absolute delight. And I'm not going to go into it too much now, except deep gratitude and thank you so much. And the connections that were reconnections, people that I hadn't seen for a while, and the conversation just picked up from where we were before. Lass was at the Elevate Festival. I'm like, oh yeah, hello, how have you been since that was all going on? Again, part of the bounty growing and coming into that place of balance and gathering. And future ideas seeding as well, and music and dance and kirtan, and you know, I was really wanting to hold out to see Isla Nerio, because her track Stars is a bit of a theme tune for the Apollo Stars, and I knew she was going to play it, but I also had other dear friends that I wanted to meet before I left, because I had to leave in time to get back sensibly, because I had to go work at Love Organic yesterday. So yeah, very full life at the moment, which you probably be able to relate to. But this piece about self-caring through this, making sure that I do get back in enough time to get at least, you know, 6 hours deep sleep, you know, that's a minimum for me at the moment. Is really, really important. And Isla, she came on, everything was running late, but it was so beautiful, and she took us on a bit of a sound journey in that beautiful track of hers called Hum, and I just knew she was going to play Stars at the end, and I wasn't going to be able to wait for it, so I graciously sacrificed that experience and dropped by to see some of my other dear friends before they were running off to various parts of one was going back to the Netherlands, the other one back up north, so that was a joy. But as I was walking back from meeting them, I had to walk back past St John's Church to get my car, and you know what was playing as I was walking back? The last few bars of Isla Nerio singing Stars. So I did experience her singing it live, and I feel so blessed by that. And I knew that I was on the right track and doing the right thing. Serendipitous stuff occurring, don't you just love it? So back to the topic of balance, because we have the equinox coming up on Sunday, and this honouring of balance within us, that when, you know, the balance of the breath, the balance of movement and stillness, the balance of up and down, and this place of being, this place of poised being that has the potential for everything. And this word neutral is a bit of an odd word, because often we can feel like neutralized or neutrality, but actually there's a more positive spin on that. So I just wonder what you feel around that. How do you feel when you're in balance? And it's not just about balancing on one leg, or there's all sorts of different topics of balance, isn't there, that we do explore in Qigong, and I do have a session coming up on Sunday. So we have, oh, I know, the astrology is like immense, isn't it? The eclipse on the 2nd Virgo new moon and the equinox all on Sunday. We're just going to do a morning session on the Qigong just to embody that. But before that, and leading up to that, yes, it's the heart chakra, middle dantian, clearing and visioning, which feels so pertinent to be doing at this time. You know, we talk about the love gatherings, the love-in, the multidimensional love, and you know that our hearts are the midway point, the balance point between heaven and earth, and the balance point between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the giving love and receiving love. So isn't this all pointing to that perfect poise of potential, that like a portal at the center of balance? Oh, as I'm feeling this in my heart, it's just gently thrumming with truth, that this is a place that we can share and experience and love from and in and to. And so if there's anything in the way of that in your field, it's time to really clear that thoroughly. And I so appreciate you being on this journey with me, because I know you've done so much work already. I know that. But there's always more levels and layers as we step up and step on to what is next, holding each other's hands and loving all the way. And so I invite you to come and play profoundly on Thursday night online or on replay for this heart clearing and visioning. And my sense is just to do this really gently, really, really gently, and to vision in the feelings. Yeah, the feelings that you wish to inhabit more and more in your life. The feelings of peace, of love, of unity, of abundance for all. The feelings, yeah, you're getting it now, We're breathing into that space together and knowing that this is the truth of who we are. We can do this so naturally, but we also can work very integrally with releasing specific energies that can get caught up in our field in different levels and layers. And that's why this work with the clearing of the Akashic field and the quantum subconscious arena, just to get us into alignment more and more. And yeah, we will do a bit of Qigong as well. How can we not? So join me, do, or let me know how you feel about this as well, as we continue to stay connected, remain in our hearts, in this place of perfect poise and portal potential. I love a bit of alliteration, as you know. So thank you so much for watching from me and the sea. There we go. And the Dachi. Till next time, much love always.